So, Matthew, congratulations on crossing six figures with Legacy. So, can you take us back to what life looked like before you found this opportunity and what made you decide to dive in?
Absolutely. Hey, Dan, how you doing today, Rockstar? Appreciate you.
Great,
Hey,
man.
guys, sevenfiguremonk.com. This man right here is a legend. He's crushing it in the digital marketing space, and he can help you as well. And I appreciate the time and having you here or having me here on your live or on your interview for the series that you're doing with very successful entrepreneurs inside of the digital growth community. Legacy Builders 2.0, folks, woo, woo, is in the house. And yeah, let me take you back to April or the last week of March of 2024's when I discovered the DGC Legacy 1.0. A friend of mine was doing a live on Facebook. His name was Jason Cardamone. Is Jason Cardamone? He's still here. Not was. And he was doing a live, and I just happened to pop in, and it wasn't even titled. I didn't even know. I just saw him, so I popped in. And I was already working from home full time because I'm a full time at home entrepreneur, Dan. But I've primarily made a lot of money in the network marketing, affiliate marketing, space over the last 25 years. I've been marketing on the internet. So I have been successfully marketing on the internet for 25 years. And I've done very, very well in that space. And I still love it today. I mean, some people hate network marketing, MLM, but
Mm,
I absolutely love it and still earn lots of residual income from multiple companies
mm.
across the space. But Jason was talking about, and by the way, I got Jason started in internet marketing in 2005. He was one of my proteges. He was one of my people that I met through the internet, through the power of the internet marketing. So anyway, he was talking about digital marketing. He was talking about 100% commissions. And I had seen some programs floating around, and I just couldn't wrap my head around it. Being in the network marketing space where you're earning 25% up to 50% usually if you're in a good plan that's got good profit margins, you might get 60%. Anything above that, it's hard for the companies to stay in business. And so I got on a webinar, and I'll never forget. I get to ask Michelle, our mentor, folks. So our Michelle is our mentor. Michelle O. She made $6.3 million in the since September 2022, folks. $6.3 million with the exact program Dan and I are talking to you about today. Hello, find somebody that has what you want, do what they did to get what they got. Well, that's what we do. So he's talking about 100% commissions. I couldn't wrap my head around it, Dan. And so I got on the webinar. I was able to ask Michelle a question in the Q&A. I love the fact that she stays after and just answers every single question. I've never seen that before in my life. Fast forward, I said, okay, well, I got started with the number one program. It made the perfect sense. Jason said, listen, you can't sell what you don't buy. There's 4 different programs, $100, $300, $600, $900 inside of our program. Get started where you can. But just realize if you get started at the $900 program, you only have to set it up once. It takes one sale to make a profit, and all that clicked. Once I understood the 100% commissions, I said, "Holy shit, this is crazy." So I got started, Dan, and I just started doing some social media posts. My biggest influence is on Facebook, so I started there. And the first month of doing this, I earned about $13,000, if I remember correctly.
Wow.
$13,000 in the very first month, or 11,000 US, which was like 13,000 Canadian, or whatever the exchange rate. And then it just started to go from there. So that's how I got started back in April 1st is when I made my first sale with our program.
Okay, that's awesome. So you got started, you weren't really struggling for money. That's not really the issue why you started this business. You just saw you just saw like another like a great income stream basically.
Yep. So I just showed you, and I'm going to show the readership, the viewership here. My wife and I had just sold our house in the city of Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada, just above Maine. For those of you that aren't familiar with the demographics, and we moved out here to our second home on 50 acres in the middle of nowhere on Salmon River. And I mean, there's no neighbors. Our property ends up at the corner, and then the nearest neighbors up there, and there's no neighbors there, and there's no neighbors there. And so we sold our house, moved to our second home here on the river. Money, no, it wasn't a financial thing, but it kind of was at the same time. Because I'm always looking for different streams of income. But we are debt free. We don't have a mortgage. All our toys are paid for: snowmobile, 4-wheeler, side by side.
Mm,
Built a new garage for cash. So it wasn't really that, but it was the fact that it was a program that teaches and trains people exactly what they need to do to grow a social media following and grow an email list. So, Dan, in the network marketing space, it should be called network, friends, and family. because all the programs have great products, great services, and that, but they don't teach you how to do the marketing aspect. They want you to make a list of your 100 friends and family and this and that, and blah, 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 and all that bull crap. And that sucks. And so when I figured out that this course was going to teach people exactly how to do the things and learn the social media platforms, I said, wow, I can help people with this. And that's what it comes. I don't just sell shit to make money. I need to be able to help people. It needs to make sense. And so that's what was my motivator, was that there was a program that I didn't need to be the deal, because I was developing a course. I had already started to shoot videos on YouTube, how to use Canva, how to set up your YouTube with a banner, and started to do all this stuff. I was going to use Leadsly as the platform to show people how to build an email list. And then Michelle come along with this amazing program, and I didn't have to do that work. And that was good, because I'm not that smart. I'm really not that smart. And so, yeah, that's how I came to be inside of the program, is that I identified that this is the best program to teach and train people how to do and acquire the skills to learn social media marketing, internet marketing, and to build an email list and to build passive income and monetize other platforms. Because I'm sure, people will start to realize that it's not just about selling a program. It's about getting monetized on YouTube and adding extra streams and being an affiliate to this and that. And it just all starts to compound. So
Yeah.
long answer to short question. Sorry.
And it's also super beginner friendly. Like this is for people who have like zero experience, and it's going to teach them everything, like the basics of what they need to know about like online marketing, like automations and building that email list and how to attract customers for people who have zero experience. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, the video training modules, I mean, bite-sized, step by step by step, 3-minute videos, 2-minute videos. There are some long videos, folks, I'm not going to lie. But you know what? Because her heart and soul is being poured out into her community in these training videos, folks. And you can stop it, rewind it, take an action, do the step, back it up, watch it again. I think there's 186 training modules
All
inside
right.
of the Legacy Builder program.
Yeah, okay. That's a good thing to know. I don't know. 106, 186?
I think there's 186, if I remember correctly.
We're always adding more too.
Yeah, and that's just inside of the Kajabi. Never
Yeah.
mind our community of over
Yeah.
51,900 people, I think we just crossed, inside of the school community, and all the other video trainings and extra stuff. And
Yeah.
it's just in for a one-time cost out of pocket with no monthly expenses. Mind blown. This program should sell for $9,999
It
with
could.
$1,000 monthly, in my opinion, for the value that's packed into this from everybody. So
Crazy, right? Yeah. The amount of value you get. So, what were some of the biggest roadblocks, if any, that you hit early on, and how did you push through them to keep going?
I guess the biggest roadblock for me was just, again, understanding the 100% commissions. But once it clicked, I'm like, holy crap! I bought a license. That's all it is. I figured out that I bought a license, and then I guess not really a roadblock, but TikTok. I thought TikTok was a dancing platform, and I needed to get up and shake my butt and do
Can.
all this funny shit. But you know what? Having been marketing online for 25 years, it was just something that I'm like, holy crap, it's not. It's actually a marketing machine. And so I guess not a roadblock, just something that just added to my arsenal of learning. So there wasn't really anything that I stumbled with or whatnot. One of the big things, a lot of people love network marketing or MLM, and a lot of people hate network marketing and MLM. So I was able to go to my followers, and for the people that hate it, this fell right in line with what they were looking for. And so I don't think I had any big roadblocks for myself, other than learning new stuff, which you should always be learning. You should always be a student. And yeah, so I
Talked
guess
about
that
that
would
in Rich
be,
Dad Poor Dad. He's like, you should always learn. Go to seminars, go to the events. Like,
yes, sir.
yep.
100%.
Yep.
Be a sponge.
I notice people are kind of confused. Like they don't really understand. Like, what exactly are you selling? Can you kind of explain it like to someone who just like they just don't really hasn't really clicked? Like, what are we exactly like? What are we selling? How do we make 100% profit selling what?
Yep. So we're able to sell. So we get a master resale right license to resell the program. What is the program? Well, the program teaches people step by step how to build a social media following on all of the platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Snapchat, YouTube, and how to build an email list. That's the key, is how to build an email list. Because once you start getting people into your email list, you can utilize the automations, which are the email campaigns. Folks, let me ask you a question. How many people have ever gone to a website and they said, hey, put in your email, we're going to give you a 20% discount. Or put in your email, we're going to give you a 10% discount. Or put in your email, we're going to give you this free, whatever. Well, that's what you learn how to do because the money's in the list. And as you start to learn how to build a list, then you can market anything to that list because it's a highly targeted list that came in for a specific reason. And that's another thing is that you're really niche down. If you're building the proper list, you're going to have people on there that are going to be buyers of something at some point that you market to them. So what are we selling? We're selling a program to people that have a traditional business, right? Maybe the people don't want to resell our program that you are able to resell for 100% profits. Maybe they just want to learn these skills and how to use hashtags properly and SEO optimization to attract their customers to their chimney sweep business or their insurance brokerage or their real estate business. And this program can teach and train you all of those skills to attract your perfect customer to no matter what business you are. And if you are in network marketing or MLM, I just talked about it earlier. Most network marketing companies don't teach the marketing aspect. They want you to talk to your friends and family. Well, that lasts 2 weeks, and you run out of people to talk to. This program is going to teach you how to.
Or they want you to cold message people. Like they just want you to.
Yeah, the jump into DMs and all that stuff, and that's just weird in my opinion. Now, I send messages to people, but they're my friends. Like if I'm launching a program or getting involved with something, I will message people because they need to find out ASAP. I can't rely on Facebook to show them my messages. But as far as messaging a complete stranger trying to sell them a business or an opportunity or a product, well, that sucks. And I don't do that. I want to be perfectly clear. So, yeah. So that's what the program is. I mean, you can either resell it as a product because you don't have a product, or you can use it to enhance your existing business or service or whatever you're offering and attract more people to you, following strategies to attract your perfect ideal customer.
Okay, cool. So you made like 13K your first month. Was there a specific moment or mindset shift or strategy that really helped you turn the corner and start, seeing results fast?
Well, it just started to snowball because I started to post more and I started to just really get passionate about this. And so in the month of May, was a $34,000 month, right? $34,000 in the month of May. That was a mind blower. And it just, I'm like, anybody should be doing this. And if you're not doing this, I don't know why you're not doing this, but you know what? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You've all heard that analogy. And if you hadn't, well, it's true. So, and still to this day, I got people that are still struggling online trying to make money, but they won't purchase a program that'll teach and train them exactly what they need to do. It's mind boggling. It's mind blowing.
Yeah,
And
weird.
it blows my mind. So, so what was the question again exactly?
Yeah, that's basically like, was there like a specific strategy that helped you like make that first 13K or that 30K in the month?
Just posting in enlightening people a little bit. You want to create curiosity. That's another big thing. Is I do a lot of curiosity marketing. I didn't go to my Facebook where I started doing my marketing because I got 7,000 followers there. I didn't go there and say you got to get involved with the digital growth community and the legacy builder program and blah blah blah. No, I called it the blueprint, and I said this blueprint will get you comment blueprint. I got people commenting, which fed the algorithm, and it fed because every time somebody comments, it throws out your content to more and more people. Again, this program is going to teach you about that, guys. Hello, listen to me. And so it's all about engagement. And so that was a catalyst. But I think it was really the passion that people saw me have. Obviously, I wasn't screaming about my income, but I was telling people how many sales I was making. And, to make 7 sales in one day, which was what's 7 times 9, $6,300 US in a day, which was 9,400 Canadian in a day. But I worded it like, hey, I just made 7 sales in a day, paid 100% commissions to me. And so obviously the money aspect, some people were money motivated going like Dale will probably tell you, he watched me for a month before he got involved and he kicks himself for not starting the day that he saw my post and so on and so forth. You might have heard some of that story. And by the way, folks, Dale's a friend of mine and a customer of mine who's gone on to make about $165,000 with the program by himself. And now he's doing coaching, mentoring, starting a community, doing all the other things that our mentor teaches if you want to go that route on a bigger, grander scale, creating his own course. He's about to launch his own program and so on and so forth. So there, again, long answer to a short question. I apologize. I get excited and I go on rants.
It's all good. So the crazy thing is like you've made over 6 figures. Dale's made over 6 figures for like a one-time investment of $900. A one-time $900 investment has turned to like over six figures, over $100,000. People need to understand this, right? That's the
They
crazy.
they really do. I mean, it's something that's pretty mind blowing. Again, like you said, one time investment, and it takes one sale to make your money back, and then you're in profit moving forward. Hello, like what the heck? Like I didn't know this existed. It's crazy. Now, the only downside to the program is it's not residual. But you know what? It can be passive. And how can it be passive? Because let me tell you something. We use TikTok, we use Facebook, Instagram, Reels, YouTube content. I call it digital real estate because when you put up real estate on these digital platforms, it stays there forever, whether until you delete it or the platform takes it down, which means it can work for you today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Folks, I still get stuff on the internet that I put up years, 10, 15, 20 years ago that still brings people to me, to my websites. I've had the same domain name, achievewealthonline.com, for 25 years, and it's still active and still brings people to me, right? YouTube channels, multiple of them actually, TikTok, Facebook, different pages. It's digital real estate. You just never know who's going to find it and what they're going to. So yeah, it can become passive. It can become passive, which means your content works for you. It brings in leads. In tracking, I don't know about you, Dan, but I track everything on systemi.io. Do you know how to track on Systemi?
I'll talk to you about that after the interview. Yeah.
Yeah, well, for anybody that's watching that's in the community or using Systemi, you add /? sub ID equals, and then put a tracking word, and you can track all your advertising. Somebody here?
You
Okay,
can
sorry,
track
my dog's
everything, like
barking.
wherever people click on your links, you know
That
exactly where they're clicking from. Yeah.
That's right. So on my TikTok, I have a specific tracking link, so I know what leads come in from TikTok. If they come from MatthewJameson.com, then it has MJ, and I know they came through my MatthewJameson.com website. If they come from AchieveWealthOnline.com, I know then AWO, Achieve Wealth Online. I know that that lead came from that. If I put up a paid advertisement on a somewhere, I don't do much paid. As a matter of fact, very, very, very little paid. As a matter of fact, folks, I want to make a disclaimer. You can make a fortune in this program with no paid advertising, but I'll spend $20 here or there, like nothing big. I don't do Facebook ads. I don't do that type of paid, but I'll drop $20 here, $20 there, maybe on small ads. You don't have to, folks, but I want to know if I'm spending $20 on an ad, if it was worth spending $20 on that ad.
Mm.
But I'll also spend $20 all day long to make 900. I would even spend $100 to make 800.
Of course. Of course.
But you know that's a whole nother level, and I don't even do much of that stuff, but it is possible. And but you want to tracking schemes. So sorry, again, long answer, short question.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we don't teach paid ads and you don't have to do
No,
ads. And Michelle made over $6 million with
with
zero
no paid ads.
ads, right?
Yep,
So
yep.
you don't have to spend money on paid ads,
No, you
basically.
don't have to. 100% want to be clear on that. Yep.
Yeah. And you need to like you want to be posting content. You want to be like building your presence on social media. You want to get your name out there, your brand out there. You want to monetize social media, regardless if you're doing paid ads or not.
Yeah, I don't recommend paid ads for anybody starting out. It's just you don't know. I listen, like I said, $20 here, $20 there, and that's on some of the classified sites that Michelle has recommended to us inside of her program, inside of our program.
Yeah.
But they have some paid options. So that's what I mean by when I say some paid advertising. If I'm going to pay $20 on quickads.com to have it renew, so I don't have to go posting daily on my own, that's the type of paid stuff that I'm talking about that leverages my time and my energy. That's the only thing that I do. So I'm not, like I said, doing
Yeah, I've
big
dropped
paid.
20. I've dropped 20 on those kind of sites.
That's what I mean. So that when I said paid ads, I guess I'm glad we clarified that because I'm not spending thousands of dollars on Facebook ads. As a matter of fact, I've never spent money on Facebook ads ever. Google AdWords, that was back in the early 2000s when we used to get paid pennies for clicks. I don't even do that anymore. You don't have to in this world of social media and digital content creation. You just got to be willing to put yourself out there. But you can also do it faceless if you want. But I choose to put my face out there. I know you do as well because people are going to do business with people they know, like, and trust. What's the easiest way to get people to know, like, and trust you? Let them get to know who you are as a real person. And that's why I've got 7,000 followers on Facebook. And that's why I'd say 85% of my sales have come from my Facebook following inside of this because people already know, like, and trust me. They trust me when I recommend something. And that's what you build up to as you're building your digital presence out there on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, you can do faceless. Like, I mean, I do a little faceless. Mostly I do talking videos. I show my face, but I just mess around with faceless just for fun. But
Yep.
someone came in my live and they said they made like three sales. They made $2,700 from faceless. So like if you don't want to show your face for whatever reason, or if you just want to build a faceless channel, you can also do that too. We teach you how to do that.
Yep, absolutely. There's faceless training inside of our community and inside of the modules, folks. So, you know what? I suggest you do some of it all.
Yeah, why not? Just do
That's what I do.
I do a little bit of everything all the time. I always like
Same
play
here.
around, experiment. I even do AI videos. I have my AI twin.
Do you? Which
Yeah,
if you want to tell me what AI you use for that?
yeah, it's just a little app called Captions. I actually put in
Captions.
descriptions on my YouTube videos.
Okay, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
just
I'll have to
messing
check
around
it
just
out.
for fun. It's like I
There's
don't
so many out there. Like I have so many different things. But I want to start doing more of that stuff because it's fun. It's eye catching. It catches people attention.
It's
It's
different.
cool.
It's different. And
Different.
you can make a twin of yourself too. You can use other AI people as well, but you can also make like a replica of yourself.
Yeah, you can do that inside of TikTok. You ever played with the AI?
No, I haven't done that.
Your AI self in TikTok?
Oh, you can do that in TikTok too?
Well, go down the bottom when you press the live button. Look over. It says AI self.
Yeah, I
So you can
noticed it.
take.
I just haven't I haven't played around with it yet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty funky.
Okay. So the next question I have for you is, how has being part of this community and plugging into the live mentoring impacted your journey and your growth?
Oh my goodness. Well, like we talked about, always being a student. Even though I've been marketing online for about 25 or 24 years, when I found this, I've learned so much, and I continue to learn. And when Michelle brings on her significant other, Mike, and his expertise in the YouTube field, and like you just don't, there's no way, nobody knows everything. As a matter of fact, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And so it's just been enlightening. And again, TikTok's been a big thing. Again, I thought TikTok was a dancing platform, and I watched funny videos and kittens and dogs and all that stuff until I found this, and it changed my whole attitude. I'm glad it did because TikTok is amazing. And now I'm growing channel. And you don't need to have a million followers, and you don't need to go viral. I want to make sure that's perfectly clear. You want to have the right people following you. You want to build the right audience, and that's what Michelle teaches, and that's what Mike teaches, and stuff like that. Adding the different platforms, understanding that we have what 99% of anybody trying to make money on the internet is looking for. That was, I guess, a big thing for me. Again, I said it in the beginning of this interview or throughout it multiple times. Our program will teach and train a brand new person, a mediocre person that's been doing it, or somebody that's been doing it as long as I have, new skills and add new stuff. And then when she brings on, like the CEO of repurpose.io, which is a software I use to get one TikTok video out to multiple platforms. Matter of fact, it's helping me really grow my YouTube because every TikTok video that I do, I try to make it under 60 seconds so it becomes a YouTube short. My YouTube shorts are blowing up. My YouTube channel is blowing up right now because of shorts. And it all starts with TikTok and then gets posted over there. I don't have to go all over the place. So that was something I learned here. I don't know if I would have learned that anywhere else. Just yeah, man, just so much, just
And the
so much.
crazy,
It's crazy.
like the live mentoring is like a free bonus that you get. You get free mentoring from 6 and 7 figure incrementers.
Yep.
Like that's wild. People don't understand the value in that because a lot of like 6 and 7 figure incrementers, they're going to charge you for coaching and mentoring.
They do, yeah, 100%, 100%. And you get it here for free. Um, and I'm talking like I'm just blown away, especially Michelle. She just pours her heart and soul, but she's on a mission, folks. You got to understand. You got a woman who's driven because she made her first $1 million in 17 months online in a digital marketing space with a product she didn't develop and with skills she didn't have that she developed and then learned. She did it primarily on TikTok. And then she's packaged it into this program that's a one-time investment. It takes one sale to earn your money back. But she's got a mission. She wants to create 1,000 other millionaires. I don't know about you, Dan, but I'm one of them.
So
Hello,
I'm one of them too. It's happening.
100%. Why wouldn't you want to be?
Yeah, why not
But you
go
know what?
for it?
So many people, and it's sad. It's sad that your brothers, cousins, sisters, uncle, nephew Johnny tells you, "Oh, I tried one of those scam," or "You bought that, you got scammed," or your unfortunately sometimes your significant other tells you that, "Oh, that's got to be a scam." But it all comes down to their negative, broke thinking mentality, and it's unfortunate to so many people because I've had people join me in network marketing and have people that have gone on to make a ton of money, and I've had people join me and make no money. I've had people, folks. I'm going to be straight up and honest. I'm sure Dan will tell you. I've had people buy this program like Dale, who's my most successful customer, and make $165,000 in like 10 months or 9 months in this program. And then I've had people that have joined this program and have done nothing with it. They didn't even go set up their website, but they blame the program, not themselves, and they don't look in the mirror. But you show me any program, and I'll show you people making a ton of money, and I'll show you people that don't make any money. It all comes down to that person right there looking in the mirror, their mindset, their coachability, the trainability, and if they're willing to do the work. So, yeah, anyway.
I completely agree with that. So,
Yeah.
what does a typical workday look like for you now compared to when you started, and how would you say your mindset has evolved along the way? So, like, what's your like? We have a 2 hour workday, right? So, what is that like? What does that entail for you?
Well, a lot more content creation, a lot more shooting small, short, videos and getting the content out. So, I have that software that posts to the YouTube and some of the other platforms, but I make sure I cross pollinate the same video I put on TikTok to my Facebook. Oh, by the way, I'm now getting monetized on Facebook as a digital creator. They send me money every month, and it's growing rapidly. Same at YouTube. I'm getting ready to be monetized there. But man, a lot more content creation, I guess. I mean, I used to do lots of postings, but not so much content creation, trying to add value. So if I learn something, I try to go out with a video and teach people or let them know what I learned. But I don't try to like deep dive and do an in-depth training on it. It's like, no, you know what? You want to learn what I just learned, you got to purchase the program and get trained by the person that taught me. Like, why would I want to try to regurgitate the information when the expert can train you, right? So I guess that would be the biggest thing for me. My days really didn't change. I was already full time at home. You know, marketing, right? But this definitely shifted how much time I put into network marketing as opposed to the time I put in here. So there wasn't big changes for me. I guess I'm not your average guy, considering I was already full time at home. I already left my job on July 28th of 2023 from FedEx, where I used to work. But all the time I drove trucks, and before that, by the way, here's another thing I'll tell you a little bit about my story, Dan, real fast. So I got started in successfully making money online in April of 2000, 25 years ago this month. I left my first job in April of, believe it or not, it's all Aprils. It's crazy. April 9th of 2010, my job called me in and walked me out the door. I was driving truck, delivering diesel oil and furnace oil. That was my first transition to being at home full-time entrepreneur for 10 years. So for 10 years, I didn't have a job. I stayed home. I worked. I made a lot of money in network marketing, internet marketing, affiliate marketing. Then I made the mistake and I put all my eggs in one basket. I put all my eggs in one basket. I got my checks up to well over, several, 10, 20, 30 or 10, $20,000 a month, $22,000 a month. And then that company made some bad decisions. That company went out of business. My income went to nothing almost overnight, to the fact where I claimed bankruptcy. I drove my BMW 528 IM Sport to the dealership, dropped it off, and said, "It's your problem." That's what my lawyer said to do. And then I entered the workforce again for 5 years. Well,
Yeah.
I still continued to build residual incomes, continued to do things. And then on July 28th, 2023, I was able to walk away from my FedEx job, sell the house in the city, like I said earlier, move to the 50 acres here, 100% debt free, and start my second run at being at home full time at 49 years old, semi retired. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay, no, that's an awesome part of your story that I didn't know. Yeah, that's great. So, like, yeah, like I
but I
said,
didn't quit. I never gave up on myself.
yeah, you didn't quit. You're like, yeah, you kept
And
going.
I've been kicked in the nuts and kicked in the ribs and kicked when I was down. But you know what? I just got back up,
I didn't.
didn't listen to the naysayers because I know there's a better way, and I just kept going. And you know what? Some people don't like me. I don't care. And that's another thing I'll say is you can't pay your bills with the opinions of other people, folks. And you can't listen to, again, your broke, negative friends and family. You need to start stepping out of your comfort zone and listen to people that have more, and you need to do more to become more. And once you do that and you start doing personal development, you start reading books like How to Win Friends and Influence People, Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and the list goes on. And you discover people like Jim Rohn and Les Brown and Tony Robbins and Bob Proctor. And oh my God, the list goes on and on. And you start changing your stinking thinking. I love Michelle's stinking thinking. Then your entire life can change. And I just never gave up on myself. I never quit. And I just kept persevering and pressing on. And that's why I'm successful. And that's why anybody that's successful in life, that's the difference. They didn't quit and they didn't give up on themselves because they wanted more, and they just won't stop.
That's right. Let's go back to that 2 hour workday again. So for my
Okay?
2 hour workday, because we teach this 2 hour workday, which is hard for people to understand, but this is how we get our income earning activities finished. This is how we attract customers to our business, right? So basically, I create 3 pieces of content every day as my minimum, and I go live once. And then, I respond to my messages, my emails, and that's like my minimum, 2 hour workday. And then I go through a little bit of training because like we have a daily video that we can watch from Michelle, our millionaire
That's
mentor,
right.
can watch that video. And that's my minimum. Now, if I want to do more, I do more. So I do like more posting, more content. So what about you?
Yep. Same thing. I mean, the 2 hour workday, folks, is ideal for people that work a full time job, that have a busy life. They got kids, all of that stuff. And so, like Dan says, you want to try to put up at 3 pieces of content minimum. You can use AI if you can't think about. You can help. There's so many tools to help you think. Matter of fact, Michelle on our Legacy Builder call last Tuesday, she gave us 30 hooks. She
Oh,
gave
I
us
love that.
30
Going through the hooks right
ideas, right? Like she gave us 30 ideas to help create content, and here they are, right? Like,
Yeah, I'm
look,
going through that list right now. Like I'm on number 3 or 4 right now. I
right.
did
So
one a
here you
day.
go. So here's some ideas on how to create content. This is directly from our mentor. There's 30 ideas on how to create quick video content, but also you can use ChatGPT, as Dan was saying earlier. That's what he's using to help come up with these questions. And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So 2 hour workday is key and crucial. But like Dan said, you know what? Dan's full time. I'm full time. We do more. Why? Because I want more. I don't know
No.
what else to tell you. I do more because I want more. I don't
I
just sit
want more. I
around.
want
But
to impact more too. That's why I started. I just
absolutely,
want I just want freedom. I want to live a life of freedom, but I also want to impact the world as well.
absolutely, 100%. Couldn't agree more.
So what would you say about someone who's like sitting on the fence? They're not sure if they want to get started with this program yet. What would you say to them?
What are you waiting for? If you're looking for more out of life, if you're willing and ready to learn some new skills, I call them the skills that'll pay the bills. Then take a leap of faith. Jump in. Number one, the program is 100% tax deductible on your taxes. Number two, you're starting a home based business. And if you don't understand these philosophies, and I'm not an accountant, I'm not going to tell you that I am, but it opens up a whole new realm of savings in the tax arena where you can write off your internet, you can write off your cell phone, you can write off a portion of your office space or your home that you work in. You can write off a whole bunch of different stuff, which helps you with tax breaks, legal tax breaks. Again, I'm not an accountant. We're not going to deep dive into that. So right away, it's a 100% write off. Then it takes one sale to make a profit. So, folks, everybody has a friend that needs to learn this too. Sell it to your friend, make your money back, and then you're in business for the rest of your life for free, right? And sorry, my dog Sammy wants to go out.
Yeah, when
And
you say 100% deductible, you mean like the investment into the business itself? Can you write that
yes,
off?
absolutely 100%.
Wow, that's crazy. So like you're basically starting a business for free.
That's right. You're starting a business for free,
That's crazy.
and then you get all the added benefits. And as long as you attempt to make a profit in your business, you can do all these expenses. You know what? But let me tell you something as well. What if you go on in your first year to make $100,000? What if you have to pay some taxes? So some people are going to get tax returns, but you know what? If you have to pay some taxes, that's not a bad thing. That means you made a bunch of money,
Yeah.
right? It means you made a bunch of money. I, I
Pay
just, I
taxes
just,
anyways, so make
I
as much.
just, I just cut a big check to the government on Friday. I had to pay in. I had to pay in. I did as many expenses legally in as possible, but I still had to pay the government, and that's not a bad thing. I don't feel bad about it. I knew it was going to happen. I set money aside for it, but taxes are part of life. It sucks, but taxes are part of life. And so, but see, so many people go through the life as an employee mindset, and they try to get a big tax return at the end of the year. Folks, if you got to pay taxes, it means you're doing something right.
Make as much money as possible. You got to pay taxes anyways.